That's great.
Hello, welcome, welcome,
Hello,
welcome.
welcome.
Come on
Welcome,
in.
everyone. We are so
Hi
happy
everyone.
Hi,
and
everyone.
excited
So
to
good to
see you
see
all.
you.
Hello, Sophia. How are you?
Oh, I'm better
Welcome.
now that I'm seeing you.
I'm
Hello,
glad
Claudia and
to see
everybody.
you. Hi, Malu.
Thank you
Welcome,
so much
everyone.
for being here.
Welcome, Alexandra, Marcia,
Hello.
Brad, Barbara. We are so excited to have everyone here. I know we had a full uh, week. Last week, we had our core competency spring summit, and we are really excited to kick off this business building growth journey for all of you professional coaches who want to grow your business. So I will introduce Sophia Casey, who is our guest of honor. She's the founder and CEO of ICLI Rising, an international accredited coach, training and leadership development institute, and is among the top 4% of coaches worldwide to hold the International Coaching Federation's Master Certified Coach credential. She's a former director of First Impressions for a former vice president of the United States, bringing rare insight into executive presence, influence, and high-level leadership. Today, she's a globally recognized executive coach, mentor coach, accreditation consultant, and keynote speaker. Sophia is a 9-time author and has been featured in Success Magazine, NBC, Sirius XM Radio, and her corporate and organizational clients include Google, Meta, Nationwide Insurance, Dress for Success Worldwide, and other global institutions across corporate, nonprofit, and higher education sectors. Through her work, Sophia helps leaders strengthen their voice, elevate their leadership presence, and build careers and coaching practices that are both credible and profitable. She's known for creating transformative learning environments where excellence, authenticity, and confidence are cultivated in every season of change. Welcome, Sophia, to ICF South Florida. We'd love to have you here.
Thank you so much. I love the way that you introduced me, Claudia. Let's go on the road. Let's take this show on the road. Hello, coaches. So, I just had a conversation with my divine team. My divine team is made up of so many different people, my ancestors, my family members, myself. And I said, don't let me scare the coaches with my energy. I have a lot of energy. I hear about it all the time. And I have even more today than usual because I get to do what I believe is in my zone of genius, and that is to come and support coaches. I love my job. Anybody else can relate to that? You love your job? Just a wave of hands. Okay, I'm not alone. Coach Brad's like, yes, I love my job. I love my job. So I do love my job. And so my high energy certainly I hope reflects that. I just wanted to just quickly acknowledge my wonderful sisters in success, mi hermanas in success, and that's Coach Claudia and Coach Valeska. Thank you so much for all the work that you do for ICF South Florida chapter. It is my favorite chapter. I know I'm a little biased, but it is. So grateful to be here and also grateful to be a member of ICF South Florida chapter. If you're an actual member of our chapter, will you wave also? Hey, members, look at that. Awesome, awesome. And if you didn't a chance to wave, that's okay. We welcome you in with open arms to this phenomenal chapter. I get to speak for a lot of ICF chapters, and I can tell you, ICF South Florida chapter just sets the bar every single year. I'm sure you can relate, and you probably agree with me. So, we're going to get started. So, this is again a 5-part series. And give me just a moment. I just want to make sure I can see my teammates here. Awesome. This is a 5-part series. So today is the kickoff of that 5-part series. I'm sorry for my virtual background. Let me see if I can fix that. I'm on travel, and sometimes when I travel, my virtual background has a mind all of its own. So let's see. If it works out, great. If not, I'll fix it later. So that's all right. You don't need to see me, just hear me. So, this is the first part of a five-part series. This is our business building series. Besides being so grateful to be the CEO, the Chief Empowerment Officer of our multi-accredited coach training school. I love saying that. Let me say that again, Coach Lisa. Our multi-accredited coach training school, ICLI Rising. I also have the wonderful, wonderful blessing to support. I've trained and supported and mentored well over 2,000 coaches. I lost track, and I'm grateful to be able to do that work. And so, this business building series is my effort to continue that work of supporting coaches. I know we do this work because we love this work, right? You already told me. I said, who loves their job? You all waved, everybody waved. We do this work because we love this work. I don't know about you, but for me, I came into this work, Coach Constance, because of my love for this work. I didn't know anything about business. Anybody else can relate, or am I by myself? I'm okay. Okay, I'm not by myself. Thank you. Thank you so much. I came into this work because I love the work, but I didn't know anything about business, even though both of my parents are entrepreneurs and have had businesses my whole childhood. I just didn't learn a whole lot about business. And so, what I found myself doing as a new coach, uh, oh my gosh, almost going on 20 years ago, is pouring so much into the work because I love the work, but making a lot of missteps because I wasn't actually nourishing the business. So I see this all the time. I see tons and tons of coaches out there in those internet streets, and they love what they do. They're great at what they do. And yet then they come to me. I'm inundated with coaches all the time saying, Coach Sophia, can you help me out? Can you support me? Because this business side of it is just not my zone of genius. And so I have lots of thoughts around that, lots of resources to offer you all around that. And so this five-part series is going to be a very, 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 very condensed version of what I offer to coaches that I mentor, provide coach training for, and that I support as consultants also, or as a consultant as well. But we can at least give you this truncated mini version. As we get ready to get started, if you will, please drop in the chat. What part of the world is your family from? See, I switched it up. I know you've been on all these Zoom calls and they ask, what part of the world are you in? I switched it up a little bit. Okay, Coach Brad, thank you. What part of the world is your family from? So at ICLI Rising, we are a very, very, very diverse team. And I always like to see just what part of the world people are from. Oh, wow. Cuba. Yes. Puerto Rico. Awesome. The Caribbean. Oh my gosh. Who put that? We got to talk. We got to talk. Awesome. US of A, Germany. Yes. Turkey, Greece. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite places on the planet. The Bahamas. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Mexico. Yes. Pennsylvania and Europe. We'll have to talk. I'm not in Pennsylvania today. I'm on travel today. Wonderful. Thank you. Please keep it coming. What part of the world is your family from? And I just invite you all to just gaze out at the chat. Look at the diversity in this room. Anybody else excited about that? Just give me some emojis, or well, Zoom calls them reactions. Some emojis. If you're excited when you look out at the chat and you see all of these amazing places and cultures represented. So I love to see that. Besides the work that I do with ICLI Rising, our coach training school, and the work I do for the ICF in terms of mentor coaching and coach education, I also have the wonderful honor to sit on the ICF Global Diversity Council. So any opportunity I get to see some diversity and bring it to the forefront, I'm going to do that. Thank you so much. You all just helped me with my future travel list. Thank you for your help. Thank you so much. So I tend not to use a whole lot of slides. I'm going to use a few slides just to kind of keep me on track so that I can give you back as much time as possible to actually roll up your sleeves and get to work. So a little bit of housekeeping. The structure for each of these 5 sessions is that I will spend the first 30 minutes or so, 20 to 30 minutes, offering you some things to think about. We call it training, but it's not formal training. We'll just say some things for you to think about and consider, giving you some tips, tools, templates, maybe some techniques, some training. So all the T's, all the T's. Okay, is that okay, Coach Barbara? Awesome. She says yes. So, first 20 to 30 minutes, bit of training, some tips, some things for you to consider. Then we're going to roll up our sleeves and we go into what I call power hour. Anybody by a wave of hands ever experienced a power hour? Okay, awesome. So, I define a power hour as we are all still here together in the space. We mute ourselves, but we keep our videos on. So while we're power houring and we're working on our businesses, we keep our videos on. I'm curious, what could be some benefits of keeping our videos on? It's not that I just want to be a voyeur in your life and stare at you. What are some benefits of keeping our videos on while we're power houring in a little bit?
Accountability.
Yes, accountability. Absolutely, Coach Barbara. I have been working with one of my coaching besties, as I like to call my friends. One of my coaching besties, Coach Tiffany Hicks. We have done a power hour, been power houring, I want to say for about 4 or 5 years. So we met at the same day and time every single week. And it was one of the most supportive things for me and for her. She says it all the time, was really supportive of us continuing to work on our business and move our businesses forward. So you're getting to a taste of that. I also encourage you all outside of this environment to maybe consider doing power houring with some of your coaching besties to keep working on your business every single day. I work on my business every day, well, every work day every day. Anybody else work on their business every day? It's okay if you don't. All right, all right. I see some nods. I see some like, what? We're going to support you around that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And bear with me just a moment. And like I said, I won't use a lot of slides in our time together, but today I do want to use some just to keep us on track. Give me a moment just to get those slides up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, and while I'm getting my slides up, please drop in the chat, what type of coaching do you do? Or what type of coaching are you interested in doing? So I am an executive life coach. I totally made that title up. Yes, Coach Erica, because I can. We can make up our own titles. I'm an executive life coach, mentor coach. Just drop it in the chat. What type of coach are you, or what type of coach are you interested in? Awesome. Oh, somatic coach. Let's talk. Awesome. Thank you. Keep it going. I'll get these slides up. And then we'll still let some friends in. If some friends are still joining us, please, they are welcome to join. Thank you, Coach Claudia and Beryl, for letting them in. All right, so here we go. Let's get into it. So again, I want to make sure you are where you actually intend to be. This is the 5-part series, Business Building Series, sponsored by my wonderful friends at ICF South Florida chapter, the best chapter in the world. So Business Building Series, Get and Stay Hired. I really want to highlight that second part of the title of this program, or this series, if you will. So we're going to be talking about ways to support you with getting hired. And equally important, staying hired, to have clients continue to come back to you. I love when my clients contact me and say, hey, Sophia, I told my cousin about you. Or, hey, Sophia, I mentioned you to my manager. So my manager is going to be reaching out to you. Hey, Sophia, I have gotten so much value out of this coaching work that I've done with you that I mentioned it in one of our Chambers of Commerce meetings. So it's really important to me to certainly support you all with getting hired and giving you some tips and tools and training around that, but also staying hired. So this is session one of our five-part series. The focus today is around you're not unclear. I hear coaches say all the time, I'm unclear. I'm not sure I'm clear about what it is I do. I have it that you're not unclear. You are unpositioned. And so tonight we're going to talk about positioning. Okay. Again, I am Sophia Casey. Thank you so much for being here. I love to say that I am a master certified coach. I slow down on purpose and unapologetically coach Kumaya, hope I said it right, when I say master certified coach, because it is the highest credential in our industry. I'm so very proud of it. Part of my mission and all the companies that I own, all the work that I do is to increase the number. You know, some people like to be the only person. I'm the only MCC. And the MCC cadre, if you will, is only 4% of hundreds of thousands of coaches, right? I don't like being the only. So part of my mission is to see more master certified coaches. And so I'm glad I get to do that and support a lot of coaches going towards the ACC, PCC, and MCC credential. I'm so grateful that I don't have to do this by myself. As I said, I have a phenomenal team. When I look out on this slide, sometimes I get very emotional because this was once a dream. Oh, here come the tears. This was just a dream years ago. I said, yes, I want to be a coach. I love being a coach. I love being a consultant. I love doing this work, but I don't want to do it by myself. And so I'm so grateful to have such a phenomenal, brilliant, and supportive team. And our team and our graduates represent not one continent, not two, not three, not four, not five, but six of the seven continents. Can you get excited about that? Yes, 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 yes. So very, very excited. And some of our team members are here, and I'm so grateful that they are here. What you have to look forward to today, we're going to take a quick journey. I gave you a little bit of time to let me know a little bit more about you and your family. So thank you for chiming in the chat there. Then I'm going to take you into a conversation around quieting the saboteurs. Anybody here familiar with the positive intelligence work? Saboteurs. Okay, I see some lots of hands. I use the saboteurs assessment and saboteurs work, positive intelligence work in practically everything that I do. So you will hear some hints of that. Then I'm going to take you into a conversation and some activities around crafting, your positioning answer. So when someone asks you, what do you do? Coach Brad, what is it that you do? I mean, every single time you come to the family functions, you're talking about this coaching stuff, but what is it that you actually do? So I am hopeful that our conversation and our work today and rolling up our sleeves is going to support you with being able to answer that confidently. Then we're going to roll up our sleeves and actually go into the power hour again, where we will still stay here on camera, mute ourselves, and we're going to get to work on working on some of the activities that I'm going to invite you to just play around with, and also working on your business. So if you have some phone calls to make to some potential clients, this would be the time to do it. And then finally, we're going to come back together as a group, do a quick debrief, and then I have a gift for you because that is just who I am. One of my highest values is generosity. And so I have a gift for you. Before we get started, I go any further, please, any questions, drop them in the chat. My team members, who I'm sorry, I stepped over. I forgot to say hello to Beryl. Beryl is here and she is supporting me all the way. She's one of our wonderful administrative assistants and she hails all the way from the beautiful country of Kenya. We also have my other team member, the phenomenal Amarachi, who hails all the way from the great country of Nigeria. And I have another team member here who's just been holding my hand and walking me through a whole lot of growth, and that is Coach Cheryl. And Coach Cheryl is here with me in the US of A. So, any questions, please drop it in the chat, and my team will make sure that I address your question or your comment. I am visually challenged. I used to say that as a joke, but it's actually not a joke anymore as I get older. So I am very visually challenged. So if you see me squinting, I promise, Claudia, I am not frowning at you. I'm not. Okay, it's just because I'm trying to see the chat. And so my team will make sure that I see the chat. If for some reason I don't acknowledge what you put in the chat, please just come off of mute. You can interrupt me. I am completely okay with that. All right, we're going to keep going. So let's start here. So most of you have probably said at one time or another or thought, I just need more clarity. If you've ever said that before or thought that, just put yes in the chat. Like, I need more clarity. I need more clarity around my business. Like, what am I doing? Like, who do I really want to work with? And how would I even explain what it is I do? I ask myself that almost every day. So just put yes in the chat, please. Thank you. Okay, I'm not by myself. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One of the great things about community and events like this is that we get to see that we are not alone. We are not by ourselves. So I offer you to consider that you are not unclear. It's not that you're unclear, it's that you are most likely unpositioned. And those are two very, very different things. And so I'm going to chat with you a little bit about that. So most coaches come into sessions like this one thinking that they need to do better marketing. I got to do I literally just heard myself say that a month ago. I got to do better marketing. I need better content. I need more visibility. I need more strategy. If you've heard yourself say any of those, please put the word that you say often in the chat. So is it content, visibility, strategy, marketing, something else? Just flood the chat with the word that comes up for you. For me, it was constantly, I need better marketing. Like I didn't even really understand what marketing was. Okay. Yes, keep it going. Thank you. Awesome. I'm just checking the chat really quickly. Okay, networking. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Networking, strategy. I need better marketing. Yes, visibility. I need more clients. Where are they? Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. I need to just do it. Oh my goodness, could we talk? Okay, strategy, visibility. Yes, marketing and visibility. Strategy. Awesome. Visibility. Thank you. Networking. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, what I offer you is that sure, all those things are important. I get into these conversations all the time with my coaching besties and my consulting besties. Yes, all of these things are important. The marketing, the content, the visibility, the strategy. And I still have it though that like based on my numerous conversations with thousands of coaches, that's not totally the picture, not totally the problem, if you will. I want you to consider that marketing certainly is important. Marketing amplifies what is already clear. Please, if someone will put that in the chat for me, marketing amplifies what is already clear. So, yes, marketing certainly could support our businesses, right? Sharing with people outside of our local community, if you will, or just ourselves about what it is that we do, of course, that's helpful. Marketing amplifies what is already clear. That's the piece I really want to underscore. So, yes, marketing can help, but if what we're saying about what it is that we do is unclear, marketing is just going to spread the confusion, but faster. Okay, I see some people laughing. I know you're not laughing at me. We're laughing at it, yeah, ourselves. Yeah, right. Okay, I'm not by myself. So once that light bulb went off for me, I had a huge shift in my business. My business became more successful when I really got that if I don't have clarity, I'm just putting marketing on top of things that are unclear. So I'll say it again. If what you're saying is unclear, marketing just spreads confusion faster. So before we talk about pipelines, which we're definitely going to talk about in this 5-part series, we're definitely going to work on our pipelines, our prospecting, getting more clients, getting more hired, one of my favorite topics. Before we talk about marketing, which we're going to talk about a bit in this conversation, for sure. And I know ICF South Florida has a marketing workshop coming down the pike. Before we talk about AI in this series, we're going to hit on AI just a little bit. And of course, ICF does a lot of tremendous work around AI, and I have some AI workshops coming down the pike. So before we get into all of that, the pipelines, the marketing, the AI, and how we can use AI, we first want to start with positioning and being clear about our positioning and being clear about what it is that we do. I'm going to check in on the chat again just to make sure I'm still tracking with you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. So these are the beliefs that I hear all the time. And like I said, besides being a coach educator and having my own coach training school, I'm a mentor coach. I've been an ICF assessor. I assess coaching skills all the time or demonstration of the ICF core competencies all the time. Do a lot of that coaching supervisor. I'm a team coach, executive coach. So I am in this coaching world for sure. And these are the beliefs I hear all the time. And it's not that any of them are wrong, they're just incomplete. Okay. So I hear that, oh, the strategy is not right, that this is not right, this is not right. So it's not that those things are wrong, it's just an incomplete picture because you can be visible and still not get hired. Can anyone relate? Just put a yes in the chat if that resonates with you. You can be visible, like people know who you are, they know how to email you, they know how to get to you, but yet you're still not seeing the increase in terms of getting hired. Anybody relate to that besides me? Just put a yes in the chat if you do. So here is what I propose is actually happening. You're in conversations and you start explaining coaching. You're so excited. You start to explain what it is that you do. You hear yourself talking, and then you realize you're rambling. You may shrink in rooms where you actually belong. So I have it that you all are in a lot of rooms. Well, first of all, I see a lot of you in the rooms that I'm in. And yet you shrink in those rooms. You don't put your voice on loudspeaker. You may even wait for someone to ask you to say something instead of just stepping forward and positioning yourself and sharing with people about what it is that you do. And I have it that this is not a skill issue. You all are extremely skilled. I know, because you fall under the ICF umbrella, which is all about coaching at a high standard. So this is not a skill issue. Again, it's about positioning. So let's define it clearly. Positioning starts internally. Will somebody just put the word internal or internaling in the chat? Positioning starts internally. How you see yourself shows up in your language. Your language shapes how others perceive you. And that perception drives hiring decisions. Let me say it again. I'll say it, I'm gonna slow down a little bit because I'm getting all excited, but let me slow down. Position starts internally. How you see yourself shows up in your language. You heard, so Claudia had already introduced me, right? She had already taken care of the housekeeping stuff and introduced me, right? But yet, Coach Jen, what did I do? Even after she introduced me, I still said, I'm Sophia Casey. I'm a master certified Coach, I still took the moment, Coach Barbara, to introduce myself again in a specific way. How you see yourself also shows up in your language. How are you speaking about the work that you do? Your language shapes how others perceive you. What's your language saying about you? And perception, again, drives hiring decisions. So a lot of times, people reach out to me, corporations, individuals reach out to me about me doing some work with them, some coaching or some consulting. And what I hear constantly, I ask, like, how did you get to me? Many times, you know what I hear, Coach Kim? I don't know. I don't know how I got to you. I don't know. I guess I saw you somewhere. A lot of times people don't know how they got to me. But what that tells me is that I've had enough visibility. I've increased my visibility enough. I have spoken up enough in rooms. I have used specific language to where people start to connect with me and start to believe that they actually know me. It's so cool to watch. Again, perception drives hiring decisions. Okay, so it's not just about branding, it's about identity. So both of these are coaching statements. I want you to pay attention to these coaching statements out on the screen. But only one of these statements gets hired. Only one of these statements actually led to somebody getting hired. The difference is not intelligence or capability. The difference is clarity and specificity. So this actually happens to be, both of these happen to be mine. Bear with me a moment. So before, forever, as a consultant, as an executive life coach, I was saying, yeah, I help leaders. I help leaders. Anybody else hear themselves saying that? Just put me too in the chat. I help leaders. And it's not like there's something wrong with that, but like, what does that really mean? It's just not as clear as it can be. So contrast that with I help. I don't really like to say help. I tend to say support, but it's up to you. I support senior leaders, okay, with leading through complexity so their teams perform without burnout. Anybody feel the difference in those two statements? Okay. I'd love for some, at least take one share. What do you hear in the difference? Anyone?
Do you state the problem and the result
Yes.
that they are going to receive?
Thank you. That is what people are looking for. That is what they're listening for. And I hear all the time, especially, I have international companies, but of course, I do a lot of my work is in the US. And what I hear constantly within the last year is, well, but things have changed so much in the US and, people maybe have been displaced and maybe they don't have the money to pay me and all of it. I'm like, hey, there will always be circumstances. There will always be circumstances. And yet corporations are still hiring people. Individuals are still hiring coaches. So there's still possibilities. There's still opportunities. Thank you so much, Coach Claudia. I want to hear from at least one other person. What do you notice about these two statements? Not that either one is wrong, but what do you notice? I help people grow.
I think the first one is very general.
Yes.
And okay, people grow is it's really big. Doesn't give much information about what you actually do.
Yes. It's very broad, it's very general. So you leave the person saying, wait, what is it that she does? Again, grow what? Do you mean like physically grow? Like it could be some ambiguity. Thank you so much. And I see a hand. Yes, Coach Les, please. I hope I'm saying your name right. Please correct me if not.
Sure, it's Les. Thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings from New York. I like to help leaders that have several different jobs in their startups So I help them in every job, every iteration they have to be in, every person that they have to be.
Nice work. Did you all pick up what Coach Les just put down? So immediately what happened, Coach Les, as you were sharing what it is that you do, I literally physically leaned into the camera like, oh, I want to know more. I got curious. Now I'm curious about all those different roles that leaders may have that Coach Les supports them around. I want to know more. Now, can you imagine if Les came into the conversation with, I help leaders, or even I help leaders at all stages? Like, what does that mean? But Les, thank you so much for being very specific about the stages. Nice work. My work is done. We can go home now, Les. No, just kidding. Stay. Don't go. Don't go yet. Thank you so much. So here's another example, just really quickly. I used to say, oh, I help coaches. What do you do, Sophia? I help coaches. I do a lot of work with the ICF and I help coaches. Well, what does that mean? You help them what? Bringing their groceries in from the car? Or like what are you helping them do? And now I have shifted that, and I say this in many different ways, but here's one example. I train and mentor coaches, and I support them with going from I'm certified to actually being chosen by clients and organizations. When you hear me say it the second way, what are you curious about or what do you notice? I'd love to hear from someone. I train and mentor coaches and I support them with going from I'm certified to actually being chosen by clients and organizations. Let me check out here. What do you hear as the difference?
Well, I hear action, I hear results. So those are some of the key words that I hear in the contrast.
Thank you so much, Coach Monique. So good to see you.
Hello.
Yes, action, action, action. People who are aiming to or looking for a coach, looking for a consultant, organizations, individuals who are looking to hire someone, what are they thinking about? What actions, what are the results that Coach Monique is going to support me with getting? That is what they care about. So thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna go a little further here, and then we're gonna get ready to roll up our sleeves. Okay, so I have it that it really is about it's a decision. And this is where many coaches get stuck. They're searching for clarity, like it's something out there, like there's this scavenger hunt, and you're gonna go find this thing called clarity. Clarity is a decision. Will someone put the word, actually, I'd love for everyone to put the word decision in the chat. Clarity is a decision. You decide what you stand for, who you serve, and how you will show up. Thank you for flooding the chat. I love to see the chat just blowing up. Decision, decision, decision. Yes, clarity is a decision. You decide, again, what you stand for, who you serve, and how you show up. You're not unclear. You just haven't decided. And once you decide, your language changes. Once I made a decision that I'm really going to honor my master certified coach credential, whereas before I was shrinking and hiding and kind of nervous and uncomfortable and not wanting other people to feel away because I'm an MCC and they're not, like, let all of that go. I made a decision that I'm going to honor all the work that I've done to be successful in my businesses. Again, you're not unclear. I have it that you just haven't decided. And once again, you decide, your language changes, your presence changes, the opportunities change. All of that is possible once you decide. So I'm challenging each and every one of you. I'm challenging myself to keep calling it out, to keep calling ourselves forward, to keep making a decision to change our language to make our presence more known, and to seek out opportunities. Anybody willing to take that challenge on? I'm taking it on. I'm definitely taking it. I know Coach Monique is taking it on. Coach Les already has. If you're willing to take on that challenge for yourself, you won't have to prove anything to me, but for yourself, to be more clear, to make decisions around how you're going to show up in your business, your languaging, just put yes if you're willing to take that challenge. Okay. And with that, excuse me, I am going to give you an opportunity to play with this just a little bit. I have a few questions here for you. I don't want you to overthink it. Please don't overthink this. Okay. And I want you to pull from real experiences. Where have you already created impact? Like you're not starting from scratch. Where have you already created impact? Okay. So I'm going to take the slide down just for a moment. My team is going to drop these questions in the chat. My invitation to you, oh my gosh, Amarachi, you're so fast. Thank you. My invitation for you is I'm gonna just give you just 1 minute, and this is an individual activity before we get into our power hour, to just answer these questions for yourself. What problems do you solve? Who do you actually enjoy working with? And where have you already created results? Okay. And if one of my team members will put just a quick 60 seconds up on the clock, I will be quiet. 60-second individual activity. There we go. All right, all right, all right. I invite you to continue to work on those questions, answering those questions for yourself. And now I'm going to invite you to consider answering some additional questions. Give me just a moment. As soon as I can stop that timer. There we go. Awesome. And my team has already put them in the chat. So part one, we're talking about identity. I'm inviting you to think about how you show up in a space, your languaging. The second part, I'm going to go a little deeper. I'm inviting you to actually bring it all together and actually finish these prompts. I help or support, like I said, I tend to say support, just works for me, but I help blank who are struggling with, so you're mentioning the problem, to do what? So you're supporting them from going from here to here. Anybody willing to share an example that you already have or that you've been percolating around? Anyone? I help blank who are struggling with blank to do what?
I'll volunteer.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I support young professionals who are struggling with career decisions to assist them with, ensuring that they graduate without being underemployed.
Whoa, nice. Let's give Coach Monique, first of all, let's give her some love for being a leader, stepping up. and sharing that. You know, the wonderful thing I love about having coaching communities is that we are willing to share, right? We're not stingy. We are willing to share. I'm curious, what did you all hear from Monique? Put it in the chat. What did you get just from that quick introduction? And Monique, please, if you will say it one more time.
So I support young professionals who are struggling with career decisions to ensure that they do not graduate being underemployed.
Wow. All right, flood the chat, coaches. What did you pick up from what Coach Monique put down? All right, a few more seconds. Yes, she was very, very specific. Yes, clear niche. I say niche, some people say niche. Clear niche, clear outcome. So it's clear about what results she's going to help me get. Okay. If I'm one of those young professionals, or if I'm a mother of a young professional, which I am, okay, I'm clear about what it is that Coach Monique is going to support me around. Clarity in her target and objective. Nice. Specific group and goal. She was very, very specific. Okay. So now what I'm going to do really, really, really quickly. Thank you again, Coach Monique, for your generosity. Yes, yes, yes. Clearing her target and her objective. Very, very clear. Absolutely. All right. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Someone said that music sounds like the theme music from Star Wars. I think they were right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Well, first of all, kudos to yourself. I invite you to acknowledge yourself for still being here, still being on video, and being in inspired action. What I'd like for you to do, if you haven't had a chance already, please drop in the chat the results that you got. There's no judgment in the space, none at all. What results did you get? Awesome. Coach Cheryl, I see Coach Cheryl came up with her positioning message. Nice work, Coach Cheryl. I know that's something that you were intentional about. Yes, nice work. Awesome. Coach Valeska accomplished 3 questions of a part 1, and I didn't get a clear message. That's all right. You're still in inspired action. Nice work, Coach. Awesome. Is it Vadat? Am I pronouncing it right, my fellow MCC?
Yeah, yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
Vedat.
Coach Vadat says, I am an MCC coach educator who trains, mentors, and supervises ICF credential coaches to be global coach trainers. Is that clear or what? You're hired. You're hired. Crystal clear. Awesome. Just going to check in on a few more here. Please, if you haven't had a chance, please put your results there in the chat. All right. I'm a lot closer to clarifying my message, Coach Kim. Yes, that's what we want to see. You know, in coaching in our core competencies, it says, you know, the ICF moved away from cheerleading, from celebrating to acknowledging. I want to acknowledge you, Coach Kim, for staying in inspired action to make a difference in your business. Nice work. So if you haven't had a chance, please, everyone, put your results there in the chat. I would also like to know from you, and then I'm going to start wrapping up, and I'm going to turn it over to my wonderful colleagues, Claudia and Valeska. How does it feel? How did it feel to be in this community, in this room? Just put that in the chat. How does it feel? How did it feel to be in this space today with these wonderful accountability partners here with you? Put it in the chat.
Sophia, I would like to share the process I went through because it might be helpful for others.
Can I have
Okay.
you hold off on that for just a moment? Thank you, Coach Valeska.
Can I share something, Coach Sophia?
Yeah, if you give me one moment, I just want to give the coaches just 30 seconds more to put in their experience in the chat. And then I promise I'll come over to both of you, of course. All right, encouraging and intentional. Yes, love to be with these fellow coaches. Yes, 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 successful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, focused. I'm just breathing a sigh of relief because that's how I felt. Focused. Thank you, coaches. I'm going to take a few shares and then I have a gift for you. I'll go to Valeska and then Claudia.
Okay. I start working on identity part one, and I answered the first and the second. And on the third question, I start to write. And then I did something that I'm still feeling, and this is why I want to share. I have a file with testimonies. You know, those things that we ask to clients when we create our website or something.
Yes.
Went to that file and I start to extract what my clients had said, but not the whole testimony, but extract the words
Wow.
that or what my client said. And that was very powerful. It's answering what I have already create results, not from my words, but from the words of those people with whom I work. I suggest if you have files of your testimonies, go back because it was powerful to go to that, not with the marketing mind where I'm going to put this testimony, but to go back and connect with you where I really making results.
That is such a great suggestion. And to keep that journal or keep that file of those testimonials. So when we start to get a little tie tongue, as my grandmother used to call it, and people ask us what we do, and we're like, ah, but that, but that, but that, but that, but that, but do. You only need to go to those testimonials. Those testimonials tell the results that you have helped co-create, right? We know it's the client's work, but we help co-create those results. Great idea, Valeska. Pull from those testimonials. I also use them, I put them in a journal, if you will. And mentioned this a lot in coach training. And I call it my good vibes journal. So when my saboteurs are really loud and they're kicking my bum and they're saying, "You're not a great coach, Coach Sophia." Like, who are you to go coach that IT executive? You only know how to turn on your computer and turn it off. I just have to go back to that journal and be like, nope, this is actually who I am. Thank you, Valeska. How about you, Coach Claudia?
I just wanted to announce that on May 5th, we have the second session with our marketing expert, Ross Drakes from
Yes.
South Africa. So please go ahead and register. I'm dropping the link here in the chat. He's an expert in marketing services for coaches, for ICF coaches. So this is going to be amazing. Go ahead and register.
I definitely will be there. I'll meet you all there. I will definitely be there. I'm dropping in the chat some homework. I know you're like, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this to get some homework. Sure you did, Coach Catherine. You're welcome. All right, homework for all of you. I want to encourage you to continue to refine that position statement, saying what it is clearly that you do and who you serve, making it specific and real and clear. Remove vague language. We as coaches, we use a lot of coaching jargon. Non-coaches don't know what it means to call someone forth, to hold space. What is that? Are you holding up a chair or a table, or what do you mean hold space? All right. So to come away from vague language, coaching jargon, and over explaining yourself. Now, if my team will please pop in the chat the next parts of the 5-part series. If you'll drop in the chat. Awesome. So you can look forward to session 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to get into some conversations around working on your business every single day. Well, work day, every single work day. I have some wonderful tips and templates, techniques, and training to support you around that. I tell you, pipelining has been a huge contributor to the work that I do. Working on my business all the time. Okay. Awesome. And with that, I hate to do it, but I got to bid you adieu, coaches. I'll see you at part 2, session 2. Thank you for your commitment to your business, and thank you for your commitment and service to our industry. Bye, coaches.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Everyone. Awesome.
Bye. Thank you.
Cheryl, thank
Ciao,
you for
ciao,
saving
ciao,
the
ciao.
chat.